How's it going, ladies and gents? We got our guest today, Cade. He's going to turn for us. He was so keen. He's already done a couple pieces already. Nice. Anyway, so he's doing a bowl, I think. Got Dr. Bob today and Robbo. Usual story.
Hey.
If you got any questions, do the QQ.
G'day, Sid.
How you going, Sid? How you going, Effie?
Effie hasn't come up on my screen yet.
Oh, because she commented about an hour ago.
Oh, right.
I must say, Kate, I do like your grind on. Looks like a detail gouge.
You're on mute too, Cade, remember?
G'day, Ruby. How are you?
Hello, Ruby. How you going?
G'day, Ruby. How are you? Oops, sorry.
Yeah, good, thank you.
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. All things considered. Not as dangerous as I used to be, but
There's the ash one. There's the cherry one. Now I'll just shape the top of the form, and then I'll do the actual bowl. but these will be forms for embellishing.
Okay. You got any colors in mind?
They'll probably be torched, burned, textured, maybe dry brushed or airbrushed. Yeah, I'm not sure. I did a couple smaller ones that turned out really, really good. I did one in like reds and whites and gold, so it's like a mother of pearl. Well,
Yep.
a form of a mother of pearl.
Yep.
And I did another one that was like blue, black, and white, which was kind of cool. But yeah, they're still a long way from being done.
Hey, Kate. I like your tool you were using. It's interesting. It looked like a detail gouge, but ground back quite a bit on the shoulder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
these are my Irish grind bowl gouges, but I have a really far swept back wing with a tight nose, almost like a detail gouge. But you can get really good bowl cuts, detail cuts, finishing
The one,
cuts, curing cuts.
the one on the headstock end looks like an Ellsworth grind rather than an Irish grind.
Yeah, yeah. And that one's more Irish-like. But
How you going, Mark?
I
G'day,
go
Mark.
back and forth between the two. They might start out as one and flip back and forth between a slight variation. But for the most part, the one on the right, I do all the roughing, and the one on the left, I do all the finishing. With those two specific bowl gouges, anyway, they're both 3/8. Well, 3/8 if you're in the UK or Canada. It's
Yep.
a 1/2 inch if you're in the States.
That's right.
Yeah.
a kind of local question, Kate. Have you been having all the bad storms that we've been getting here across the river?
We had one this afternoon that hit us pretty good. Torrential downpour and winds. They're calling for it tonight, though. It's supposed
Yeah.
to be really bad tonight.
We had one just. It just stopped as we were going on the air here. Not broadcast, but we were getting together about half hour ago, 45 minutes. And the wind with it is tremendous.
Yeah, the winds are supposed to get up to like 90 here, apparently. Actually, I'll keep tailstock support for now. Can take a heavier cut.
Ruby Claire's saying they've just had a storm too.
Yeah, she's closer to the border right across in Windsor. So she'll get it before we get it, but we should be getting it any minute here. There we are. That's running nice and true. I'm just going to clean up this face. Give it a nice curve. we can have both, I guess, for now.
How's the finger going, Ruby?
Oh, hi, Ruby. Is she in the...
Yeah.
How's it going? I should be getting that storm any second now. I'm happy with that. Oh, we'll switch to this.
Ah, well, at least it's healing up well, Ruby. That's good. And Mark was saying it's glorious here in the UK, 19 degrees Celsius, 2:12 in the morning. Here in Victoria, it's about 12 degrees at 11 o'clock in the morning. So it's a bit cool.
It's actually nice here today. We got 19 patchy clouds, but beautiful.
Yeah, we got the sun out, and it's supposed to warm up a bit, so
And Cade, Ruby says the stitches are out, but the bandage has to stay on for another week. Thanks for asking.
Pardon? Sorry?
I was just reading out what Ruby said.
Ruby had a fight with a hedge trimmer, I think it was, and cut one of her fingers, and she was just saying that the stitches have come out, but the bandage has to stay on another week.
Oh, no. Sorry to hear. Glad it's healing up well. That's no fun. pretty happy with that. One more pass with the shear cut. And I'll just do a light sand because it's going to be embellished anyway. Yep. There we are. So now tomorrow I can play with fire and color.
Good day, Chris. How are you? Flying saucer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good, Cade. How you going, Chris?
Good question, Cade. I noticed you left the center still in it on the finished surface. What are you going to put there? You say you're going to embellish tomorrow.
Right here?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I leave that because after I texture and embellish all this, I'm going to put it back between centers. So I want the spur drive with the spur holes. So it will seat back in my spur drive, but I also want to keep this hole so I can center it with my live center. This will get a little charred, so I'll have to true that back up. And then I'll flip it, stick it in the chuck, and then I'll turn something out of the center, maybe a bowl, a hollow form, maybe a little dish, or something in the center. So eventually that will be turned gone, whether it's a small bowl, large bowl, hollow form, or whatever. But that's why I leave that there, and I leave that there, because that will eventually be turned away anyway.
Okay, that's what I was curious with. You
in some
can't
manner.
leave it.
Yeah.
Morning, Lawrence.
Morning, Lawrence.
Yeah, it'll probably be. Oh, excuse me. Some sort of texture or charring or burning or something. And then maybe airbrushing, dry brushing.
And John
or a
S
mixture
came,
of all.
John C came in as well. Sorry, Cade.
No
John
problem.
C.
Hmm.
I didn't know better. You're going to make a UFO.
Yeah, he's responsible for all the alien sightings around the world.
And if he doesn't seat it in the chuck properly, it might actually fly. No.
Yeah. Well, it's so great that we can blame the Canadians. Us Yanks have been blamed too long for UFOs. But I bet if someone got mad, even when it's finished and shaped and used it as a frisbee, it could be dangerous if it hit you.
Yeah, as John C
Right.
said, damn Canadians.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't talk about yourself like that, John. You almost got it right too, John. Special K is a cereal over here.
I think it is in America too. Kellogg's is all over the world.
Yeah.
So when it came out, it was the healthy cereal.
And Spirit Wind's joined us as well. Good day, Spirit Wind. I did know your name. Sorry, I've forgotten it. No, you came in at the right time. We're actually hanging it on you.
To be fair, it's a Canadian that started it. But
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah. How you going, Spirit Wind? There's plenty of Johns in the world. Just blame John. Just blame John. That's it.
Heather, that's right. I should remember that because that's my ex-wife's name. Or maybe that's why I forget it.
Oh, oh. Whereabouts in Canada are you from, Heather?
I know, Claire. Ruby, at least. So
Oh.
that doc.
Yeah, Fort Stevens. Yeah, my family is all from Brantford. Just a wild, drunken drive to where Kate is now. At least you party on the way up. You don't get caught.
No, we're in my kitchen now. Please stop.
Your mom.
No. Forbidden.
Your mom's forbidden.
No, you're forbidden from speaking.
Ready?
No.
I'll begin push-ups actually. Ready?
Begin. Up. Down. One.
Here's little blanket.
Oh.
Bob, can you just mute your microphone for a minute, please?
There's the cherry one.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I must admit, I love turning cherry. We turned hundreds of things out of cherry, American cherry.
Now I get to play. All right, so now on to This guy. I'm gonna wear my respirator for this because it's walnut. But this piece is going to become something like this piece.
Yeah, very nice.
Okay.
Are you? Is the walnut wood toxic, or are you just allergic to it?
It's slightly toxic. It's more of a sensitizer. So the more that you're exposed to it, the more of an allergy you can acquire.
Yeah.
So I recommend always wearing a respirator when working with it, because ingesting it and breathing it, you'll get an allergy that much quicker.
Yep.
Sometimes with wet wood, if it splashes and sprays on you and it gets on your skin, it will create a rash because of the toxins in the liquid in the sap of the wood.
Yep.
It's also why grass won't grow underneath it. So
Hey, can I just point something out though, Robbo? Look, he's not an alien. He's bleeding.
yeah, that I was trimming some
Sorry.
stuff in the garden and I slipped with my knife and sliced my thumb good. But oh well.
Should use
Scratch.
your turning tools.
Yeah.
You may not cut yourself, you see.
No, he's actually trying out a new stain, that's all. Blood works well as a stain.
Yeah, bloodwood stain.
Don't ask me how I know.
Right? Happens to us all. There it is. I had to find my little spur guy. He gets hiding on my my table. So this is 7" by 7" by 2" thick.
Yeah, you know that from experience, don't you, Ruby? Gardening is dangerous.
Yeah. I was watching the news the other day and some girl was cutting grass in her sandals. She tripped and slipped, and like I would let go of the lawnmower and fall and brace myself, but she held on to the lawnmower and it went right up over her foot and she lost a couple digits.
Yeah.
So you never know. Oh, here. I'll grab my mask. Oh, here. Let me see. Oh, cool. There. I clicked the comments. Now I can see the comments. That's cool. At least I won't hit back and pull a Cade. Hey, Jay.
That'd be pretty funny, actually.
Right? I only do that on my phone.
Hey, Heather, do you want to put in a link for your channel, please? Because I couldn't find it. I've made you a moderator so you can put links in.
Yeah, my next live. Can you still hear me?
Yeah. It's a little bit muffled, but yeah.
A little muffled. I can repeat it later.
You just scream like you're yelling at your kid, you know?
What? I know. He's such a good Good little baby. He's so chill, so calm. So, well, so far, right?
Yeah, yes.
When they start crying for no reason, that's when it gets interesting.
No, it gets interesting when he goes to kindy and learns habits from other kids. You see.
So I just noticed on this, I have my grain orientation going this way. If I
Yep.
turn the bowl, it will be pretty plain Jane on the inside. So I'm actually gonna flip this guy. So I have more of an interesting pattern in the bottom of my bowl. It'll be an island or an eyeball or a bow
Yep.
tie. Now, the other way it would have just followed the grain pattern in the wood and it would be pretty plain. Mm. You want, you can cut those corners off. I just like saving my bandsaw blade, and I don't cut corners or blanks round on my bandsaw.
Yep.
I find I can turn it round just as fast as it takes me to walk over there, start the
Yeah.
bandsaw, cut it, turn the
Yep.
bandsaw off, come back, mount it on the lathe.
Yeah.
I'd almost be done the bowl by then.
Yeah.
So you just be mindful of those corners.
Yes.
I'm turning at 1200. I guess I should have took a sip of my water before I put my mask on, but whatever. I'll wait. I'm not that parched yet. Oh, this is nice. With that storm we're getting, it's so hot and humid. This is like a fan blade. It's like air conditioning at its finest. Might just enjoy it for a sec. We're having a heat wave. I took that in 2 cuts because it was getting to be too heavy of a cut. So that little exit was 2 cuts. Fairly nice grain. Now, why do I true up this side first? So I can gauge where my undercut lip is going to start and stop. If I start shaping this to define my undercut lip, and this is an irregular surface, when I come back to cut this, I'm going to lose all of that undercut lip. So you need to make this square first. So now when I make my undercut lip, I have a reference to where it's going to start and stop, and I'm not going to turn it off when I come to true up the top side. Roughly a 1/4 inch-ish. An actual measurement-ish. I'll do that again. That was to define my tenon. So you saw the one view. And I'll do the exact same thing to define my foot. Now my foot is 1/3 the overall diameter of the bowl. Okay, now that's just rough. I'll connect the dots and refine everything once I have my rough shape. I'm happy with that. I've defined my tenon, my foot, my undercut lip. Now I just need to connect the dots and blend the curve from spot A to spot B. It's hard to get in there for a push cut, so I do a peeling cut. There we go. Connected the dots, blended that curve. Now I refine everything to a finished surface. Give my tenon right angles, my foot a dovetail. So we can start to see the shape taking form. To define those, you can use a skew, a parting tool. A skew, not in its regular orientation, of course, as a negative rake scraper, or a spindle gouge, or a parting tool. But I use a modified bowl gouge. This is a 1/4 inch Thompson bowl gouge. I modified so I don't have any wings. It's still swept back, 55 degree swept back, no wings, and it's close to 90 degrees. but this gives me perfect tenons and dovetails feet every time. I can also use it as a detail bull gouge if I wanted to put a line or a bead anywhere. First, I want to flatten this. To find my right angle. My tenons round about 2 inches because I'm using a Stronghold one-way chuck with a number 2 jaws. Refine those sharp corners to that curve with a nice shear cut. And I'll shear cut up around that curved surface. There we go. Watch you don't come and clip that wall with that wing. I have to move my tool rest to get a different angle. Shear scrape down the inside of the undercut lip. That surface is pretty much done. With a little bit of a blip here, the technical term. Maybe bump. There. Fairly nice surface off the tool. I could start sanding at 180 or 240 and sand up to whatever desire I want. Or whatever desire you want.
See you later, Mark.
Take care, Mark.
See you later, Mark. Thanks for coming in.
Watch out for this corner. That's going to be very sharp and serrated because of the end grain. And it'll look like you got out your red stain. So good idea before you forget that that is a sharp edge is just lightly soften it with some sandpaper so you don't get a nasty surprise. The only good thing is it cuts and cauterizes at the same time because of the speed of the lathe, but it hurts like hell. And with a sanitizer wood or a toxic wood, it's definitely going to be infected. It's not too bad. I'm actually going to throw a little bit of an oil solution on there, so it sands for me a little quicker and easier, but also we don't have airborne dust. I'll just lubricate the wood, lift the end grain, lift the pores a bit, and it sands a bit quicker. The only thing is you sacrifice sandpaper because it gums up your sandpaper, but there's far less airborne dust, so I'd rather save my lungs than save my sandpaper. That's good enough for that grit. And that was 180. This is 240. My final grit of sanding for this piece. The solution is boiled linseed oil 50-50 with a solvent that evaporates. That's good. Now the outside's done. I'm just going to do one pass on this lip here because I don't want to have to come back to it.
It's come up really nice, Cade.
Thanks. I'll show it on the camera afterwards. You'll really see the grain patterning in the wood. There's like dark browns, light browns, purples, reds. I'm just doing a shearing cut to really clean up that end grain.
Yeah, walnut always has nice chatoyance in it, I'm afraid.
Yeah. One of my favorites. I have a friend that's all he works with is walnut. I'm like, oh man, you wear a respirator, right? He's like, no. Like, I'd start wearing one soon before you're too allergic to even use the stuff.
You don't ask me how I know, but you don't want to find out the hard way.
Yeah, I know, it's not fun. I had a buddy who worked with Coco Bolo one week all day, every day for a week. And then on Sunday, he woke up and he looked like a cast from The Walking Dead. His face was boiled and blistered and bubbled. It was almost melting.
Yep.
Went into the emergency and they had no idea. So he thought, oh, well, maybe it was the wood I was working with. After countless tests and calling all kinds of universities and stuff to try and figure it out, he was like, oh, yeah, well, it might have been the wood I was working with for the past week. He told them, they looked it up. They're like, yep, that's it.
Yeah,
So he's never used that again since.
I bet. It's no fun looking like the Elephant Man for no reason other than a bit of dust.
So here's the bottom.
Yep. Nice.
There we are. Now we'll do the top.
So none of the neighbours have come over to say, oh, hey, what are you doing making that racket?
What?
The time of the night that it is for you over there. I thought you might have had some neighbours coming over. What are you doing making that racket?
Oh, no. It's only 10.
Okay.
10 p.m. here, so, I mean, my neighbors are pretty cool, pretty chill.
Yep, no, that's right. You're lucky then.
So I've had some demos on the opposite side of the world, and I've had to demo almost early morning or late night. And
Yep.
I mean, I give them a heads up and a warning, but I don't know if they're just being nice or not. But they're like, oh yeah, no problem. I hardly hear a thing.
Hmm.
There you go. You can see that gap, an eighth of an inch. That reassures me that I have a perfect circle tenon in full surface area contact with my chuck jaws, giving me the strongest hold possible. All right, now I need a drink. Oh, I mean water, not a drink. Don't drink and leave. Sorry, just a couple walnut shavings in my nozzle there.
There's so many things I could say to that, but I won't.
I know. I was expecting something. I was like, oh, oops, here we go. There we are. Now we can switch to this guy. Now, since I have an undercut lip that dips down towards my foot, some people would be inclined to come in and make the cut in this direction. and we'd actually be cutting uphill, and it would make a mess of that surface. So we have to cut this way to cut downhill to maintain a nice finished surface. So I know the inside of my lips right around here. Oh, can't see that there. Right around here. So I'm just going to give myself a visual. That's where the bottom gullet of my undercut lip is, right there. Now my next IRD is September 11th. That's Birdmouth Hollow Forms.
Yeah, I've put the link up already, Cade.
Oh, sweet, thanks. So I got them set for the year, and then come December I'll set them all up for the following year. Actually, a little bit of vibration. I'm wondering if that's in the chuck right. Yep. Looks good to me. First thing I'll do is true up this surface. Now I start refining this first. And I normally do these to about 1/8 of an inch wall thickness. I'll just grab my caliper here. And I have a perfect wall thickness here already. So what I do is my final wall thickness would be here, half of that, okay? Which is actually probably 3/32, so just less than 1/8. But I set that to double and I run it along one side and I visualize trying to keep the distance from the wood the exact same as I move the piece. So you can see that wall thickness is a consistent 3/32 already. Okay. And now the bottom of that gullet is right here. So now I need to come across this surface to remove that 1/8 of an inch. So now I have an 1/8 of an inch wall thickness, the top of my rim to the bottom of my gullet, and consistent on the undercut lip. And then I will move to the inside where that will be refined as well. Oop, little bit of a scoot. That's okay. It just gets a little thinner. And now my wall thickness is a 1/16 of an inch. February 16th. Skate at the top was a little deeper than I expected. But there, now we're a consistent 16th with a nice finished surface. I can start sanding at 240. There we go. I need a little flat or a trough. It's almost a little insurance premium, so now I have a platform for my bevel to sit on before it skates away on me. Okay. Now I can remove my tailstock and continue with the inside. There we go. Starting to take shape. Double check our wall thickness. Thinner here, a little thicker in there. Let's just double check. Yeah, 16th, an 8th, and over an 8th. So I'm going to reduce everything so it's consistent with the wall thickness of my lip here. There we are. Let's double check. We have that air gap. Oh, that's huge now because I had to get that out of there. There we go. Same air gap. Same air gap. And same air gap here. So I have a good consistent 1/8 of an inch wall thickness from my rim, from my undercut lip to my rim to my wall thickness, about 1.5 inches in. Now I can remove some of this. That gave me all the support so I could go that thin. If I removed all this first and then tried to do that, this would flex on me. Flex, boom, explosion. Okay. I ride the bevel, pick up my cut. Right around that corner. And by the sound, I think I'm perfectly, yes I am, I'm perfectly at my wall thickness. Now it's not that easy. It comes with a lot of practice, okay? If you think you're getting too thin of a wall, shut down and double check. It's always easier and safer to shut down, double check your wall thickness before you make a funnel or a whole bunch of wood shrapnel flying through the air. So now I have a good consistent wall thickness, and I'll go to the overhead here again so I can show you that on the outside of the bowl. So the thickness of this gap stays the same as I come around. So I'm a little thicker here still. Little thick there, but good, perfect right here. So I have a 1/16 of a cut to make. And that 1/16 of a cut is picked up right here. And I proceed into the bottom of the bowl. And the sound will also tell you how thin you're getting. There we go. I just have a little bit of a hill right there. But other than that, perfect, consistent wall thickness. Now I can remove this plug. Nice and easy through that little center. I have one spot I have to touch, but I just wanted to Give it a little once over with my calipers here.
Cade, what speed are you running that at the lathe at the moment?
1300.
Cool.
I'll just grab my little light here and we can see the finish off the tool. So I can start sanding at 240 or 180, and I can go up to whatever desired grid I want to stop at. So I'll do 240 to 240. I don't go much past 240. Because the finish you put on it is going to be smoother than you sand anyway. If you sand too much, it won't even absorb the finish. Now my tool rest is well out of the way. My hand is not over my tool rest, so if it catches something, it's... No. My hand's under the tool rest, supported by the tool rest. And if anything happens, it's an easy... Whoop. Easily out of fire. And what I can do again is I can grab my trusty handy oil here. It will speed up the sanding and I won't have so much dust in the air. Ooh, look at that walnut.
Very nice. Ruby's got a question for you, Cade. Which method do you use to remove the tenon?
I'll show you.
Yeah, that's a very, very nice grind, that.
Normally I do pressure chucks and jam chucks. I don't have a vacuum system because I don't really see the need. It would be nice. Would make a couple things easier. But I'm a little too frugal to invest in one. So I do a lot of stuff the medieval method, I guess you could say. And I don't have a set of coal jaws either. Because again, I don't really see the need. There's many other ways you can skin a cat, so to speak, I guess.
Funny part about that, Cade, is that yes, I've got coal jaws, I've got vacuum chucks and everything, and I don't use any of them for taking tenons off, except my modified coal jaws on big platters. Then I'll use them, but they actually have big cleats screwed into the back.
Yeah.
G'day, Rex.
I find that too. We do love to collect tool as much as we love to collect wood. Some of them are easier to use or make your life easier, but you'll use them a dime a dozen.
Yep.
So for the most part, it really collects dust.
How you going, Rex?
Here we go. Now that's all done. Now I take this out of my chuck.
Oh, very, very nice, that wood.
I'll show you it on my overhead camera. Oh, there's my chuck key. This one's already sold.
Wow. I was going to say, I don't see my address there anywhere. Can I be rude and ask how much the person paid for it? You don't have to say. You don't have to. I'm just being rude.
Yeah, it don't matter. This piece with the sculptural type turning that will be a centerpiece in the middle of it. It's well over $100.
Yep.
Actually, I'll do a whole new one here. I still have to tighten that in the chuck, so don't worry. I have a wide variety of different jam chucks, pressure chucks. Here's a few for different boxes, bowls, vases. This one's for hollow forms. And I mean, this stuff grows on trees. So there's no shortage of jam chucks, pressure chucks. And I'm buying wood anyway. So I got lots of them.
Simple is best.
Now here, let's shut my little light off here. Now you could turn this with whatever you like. I have my bowl gouge out, so I might as well use my bowl gouge. You could use a roughing gouge, spindle gouge, skew. I'd normally use a skew, but on the other side of my workbench,
Ruby Claire has said, I used jam chucks when I started, but once I got a vacuum chuck, I've found many uses for it. Rex has said, KISS principle is what we in the Air Force would always say to trainees. Yeah, keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, my mom used to always say that. Keep it simple, stupid. There we are. Now I want to match that curve to the curve of the bottom of my bowl to minimize denting. Yeah. Part through that with my parting tool. I just refine the top of that and flatten it because I don't want any high points or buttons that are going to indent a button in the bottom of my bowl. So it's fairly flat. So I leave the center slightly concave. And then I have a full pad of wood that is relatively flat in contact with the bottom of the bowl. Okay. Now, you could sand it. You don't really need to. It's a tool. It's not a art piece. Now, you want to put some sort of padding in between the two pieces of wood. Both for denting. Also, if it slightly spins and I'm too aggressive, it's going to burn both surfaces. So you could use cardboard. You can use Amazon packing. You can use rotor mat. You can save some of this stuff and cut it into squares. It works well. Rotor mat works well, which is also a drawer liner. It works well. You just want to make sure it's folded corner to corner, corner to corner. So we have the same amount of fabric on all four sides. If I have it folded like this and like this and like that, I have way more fabric here and here. It will be off balance. And when we go that thin, that's unacceptable because it will blow up. So you can also use, I'm getting low on this, and this is getting well used and well worn. So I went to the dollar store yesterday and I found these neoprene placemats. So these will be cut into squares and they will be the rubber or the packing or the cushion in between my jam chucks and pressure chucks. The only thing is, make sure you get the white or the tan. Don't get the red or the black or the brown, because if you're using a light wood, those colors will transfer to the wood and it will make a mess of your workpiece.
Rex has asked a question, Cade. I'll give my answer first. He's asked if paper towels okay. No, paper towels don't offer any grip. They slip.
Yes.
So I don't know what your answer is, but
I would say echo the same thing. Paper towels may slip. Also, the friction in between the woods, if the woods slip within one another, the friction can cause a fire because of the paper. If I were going to use paper towel, I would use the thicker blue automotive paper towel, and I would put a couple pieces together. It's a little thicker and a little less likely to catch fire, but they're both fiber materials. So with that friction of two woods against one another, they could potentially heat up and catch fire or burn the pieces in between the two. All right, so I just want to fold this into an equal pad. Since it's a small pad, I'm going to do 4 folds. I kept that center point so I can remount this centered. Now, how much is too much pressure? If it cracks, if it pops, it's too much pressure. If I go too thin and it pops once I remove that tenon and cracks, I had too much pressure. If it doesn't spin with the jam chuck, it's not enough pressure. It's a little bit of trial and error. Now, I hold this piece and I move the wheel to make sure it moves with the drive piece of wood, because that's going to drive it safely and efficiently, but also keep it on the lathe where we want it to stay. Stand off to the side, start the speed slow. I check it with my finger to make sure it's spinning true, because the slightest variation when I'm going that thin, you can make a funnel quite easily. And now the benefit of a foot is it's that added 1/4 inch insurance premium into the bottom of the bowl before you make a funnel. So to keep that natural curve on the inside of that bowl, rather than a bowl being curved and then flat across the bottom, I like to have that foot as well so I can have that curve seamlessly nice and flow into one consistent full curve rather than a curve into a flat. But keep in mind, however far I go into the foot here, I have to calculate how far I go into the foot here. So this is, again, a 1/16 of an inch wall thickness. And to about here, the foot, I went in probably 3/16 into the foot on the inside. And to make this concave, I went about a 1/16 concave undercut here, leaving me roughly a 1/16 in the center, in the bottom of this and the bottom of this. So I have a consistent wall thickness even on the bottom of my bowl in the curve. So if there was any moisture or water or moisture content within this bowl, it would dry with very minimal movement or cracking at all. Oh, actually, I'll switch to this camera. I'm pretty much there. I'll just do a very light cut. I'm getting to my finished wall thickness because I can hear the sound is the same pitch as when I was doing the sidewall here. So it gives me a good indication I'm at wall thickness. So before I go any thinner with that pen, I sand that surface from here to here. And then I reduce that nub into a triangle. Now only go as thin as you feel comfortable. I go to about a 16th. If this is as far as you feel comfortable, grab a handsaw and a power drill with a sander. Okay. And this is start and stop at 240. Soften that corner so it's not so harsh on the table. And if you set it on the table harshly, it won't dent that corner. Where's my ruler? There we go. Nice concave, a 16th below the surface. Hard to see. But, yep. Now I need to remove that pin. And for that, I use a detail spindle gouge. Now, if this was too tight and I went too thin, the pressure would have pushed it right through the bottom. So I know I don't have too much pressure. But once I start removing this and creating that triangle, that might start to split with the pressure of the tailstock. So just be conscious of that and double check that. Where is my, here it is, spindle detail gouge. Now we want both overviews? Sure. And I come back this way. There. Now I'm roughly down to just under 1/8 of an inch. And for demo purposes, I think I'll leave it there. Actually, I have a little bit of a hill in the center. And I can see, even though I reduced that to a small triangle with only 1/8 of an inch left in contact, putting pressure on that bowl, it hasn't started to split. So I know I have the perfect amount of pressure. There. I'll lightly sand that. Now this is 240. One and done with 240. grab my smaller little sanding disc for my drill here. Now I take this off, and I took it off and I didn't hear a pop or a crack, so I know I have a good wall thickness that is not too thin on the bottom of my bowl. I didn't make a funnel because it didn't pop and crack. So I have a 1/16 inch wall thickness with an undercut lip with the dish here and my curve of the bowl going into my foot. I have about an 1/8 of an inch wall thickness between the bottom of my foot and the inside of the bowl. But that's also okay, because if this gets bumped on a table or a counter or a cabinet, that weight will keep it on the table. It won't be so light that it flies off the table. Now I have that little nub left. And I break this nub off. Don't break it with the grain, because depending on the curl and the swirl or which way the grain is going, you might sever that below the surface. And now we've made a funnel because we've gone so thin. Okay. What you want to do is break that across the grain, and it breaks above the surface. There's no pit or hole that we need to sand down to. Now all I do is I take my drill, and I just lightly sand that spot. Now that was with 80 grit. Now I take my 240 and I go with the grain to hide any scratches I make within the grain. The only thing is I stay within this circle. I don't want to sand these walls, because then my bowl won't sit flat. And there we have our walnut bowl, 7-inch diameter, probably an inch and 7/8 deep, and 1/16 of an inch wall thickness, 1/8 of an inch bottom. There. Now I'll throw some oil on there and we'll really see that grain pop.
You've done a really good job there, Cade. Very nice.
Thanks.
I got the choppers around here have got impeccable timing. I was about to say something when you were holding it up, but I would have got deafened out by a chopper.
Oh, they're coming. They're looking for you. What are you doing?
Shh. It's meant to be a secret.
See you later, Ruby.
See you later, Ruby. Take care.
See you later, Ruby. Thank you for coming in.
See you again soon. There. And now we can really see that green.
And it's uneven in the base.
Yeah. Just a couple fingerprints. I gotta grab my rag again. Oh.
Yeah, it's why I don't like Danish oil too much. It's a high maintenance finish. But
So
it does make it makes a great undercoat actually for nitrocellulose lacquer.
Yeah, it does, yeah. All right, let me see. Oh, and we can see we don't have a dented bottom. It's not dented. We didn't have too much pressure. The jam chuck fit the curve on the bottom of our bowl.
yes.
I did notice that, but I sort of muttered it.
Take this mask off for now.
So would the two professional woodworkers in the room be interested in a turnoff?
Pardon?
Would the two professional wood turners in the room be interested in a turnoff?
One day maybe.
Sure, someday, whenever.
Hey, you both said the same thing. One day, yeah. I know when one day comes.
All right. I wonder, what time is it?
You've been going for an hour and 48 minutes.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Cool.
I can't tell you what the time is in your world, but I can tell you what it is here.
Yeah, it's 10 to 11. That's okay.
Yeah, I'm going to have to call it a day in a minute. I'm already an hour late for lunch. I did get a leave pass to be that far, so I'll catch up on the rest of it later. Good demo, Cade. Thank you.
Thanks, Robo. Take care.
Always.
Yeah, thanks for coming in, Robo.
All right. See you later, everybody in the chat who's still there. I'm not sure who's there now.
Thanks, Lawrence. I just saw some of the comments there. Yeah, paper towel is fine. I mean, whatever works for you. You can use anything that works that just gives a little bit of cushion between the wood. I mean, as long as you're not hogging away too much wood and the two wood surfaces aren't spinning together with the paper in between. I mean, it's probably in the same likelihood as getting struck by lightning as catching a fire. So, I mean, if it works for you, use it. Yep. I use all kinds of stuff. Packing I get from Amazon packages, packing from anything I buy. But I find the most versatile is like this stuff because I can cut it, use it, cut it to whatever size I want, mold it.
Yeah. Yeah, we
I
get that
haven't
stuff
used
by the
these
roll.
yet, but they should work well too.
You'd think they'd be the same thing. They look like the same material, don't they?
Yeah, they're the exact same thing, yeah. It just haven't been used yet. So I was walking through and I'm like, oh. Lindy's like, what do you need those for? I'm like, I'm almost out of rotor mat. I need it for turning.
Yep.
She's like, really? Like, yeah, why not?
Whatever saves a buck, eh?
What's this guy? Yeah, I could do something else. I'll find something else here to... I have a piece of cherry somewhere. You could do another form or something.
How long do do your demos normally go for?
The demos I do through my webpage or my for clubs and stuff, they're usually 2 to 3 hours long.
Okay.
Yeah. About 2 to 3 hours long.
All right. Well, when you're done this piece, we'll knock it on the head, I reckon.
Okay, sure. I'm just going to
That's if
grab
you
a
wanna-
piece of wood from out here on my little
That's
stockpile.
if you don't want to turn anymore, you don't have to. I'm not twisting your arm.
A piece of ash. No. Let me see. A nice piece of acacia here.
Kate, how's the little one doing?
Yeah, sure. Got a couple hollow or forms out of this stuff.
I don't think he heard you, Bob.
Yeah, I didn't hear anybody. I had got my earplugs in and I walked away from.
I just said that I'm not twisting your arm or anything. If you don't want to do any more turning, you don't have to. I just
No worries. I can do another one of those forms or two that I did off at first. They don't take
Yep.
too long at all.
And Bob asked you how the little one's going.
He's doing pretty good. Yeah, he's doing pretty good. He's pretty chill, pretty calm, eating well, gaining weight like a champ, sleeping pretty good for the most part so far. Yeah, he's not too bad. I hear horror stories from some people, and I'm like, oh, this guy's easy for now, anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, until
No.
they start screaming for no reason and all that stuff. I'm just gonna measure these square.
No 2 o'clock feedings?
Yeah, sometimes, but that Lindy wakes up for that. I gotta work during the day, so I still get to sleep somewhat. But we do take turns. And if I'm not working the next day, I mean, I'll get up and I'll do it all, so she gets a break. But for the most part, I'm still working every day and doing stuff every day, so I can't be too tired or using the lathe, really. There, here's 2 nice pieces of acacia. I had a buddy who did his counters, his kitchen, full kitchen in acacia countertops. Just blow the dust off my computer here. So he had a whole bunch of acacia left over. So he gave me all his offcuts and all different things. So here, this is a board of acacia. That's the weathered side. This is the nicer side.
Oh yeah, very nice. Nice yellows and stuff through it, isn't there?
Yeah. So I've made a couple things with them, but I'm gonna do 2 small forms out of these 2, just like the ash one and the cherry one I did. And I'll burn and texture it and embellish it to see what sort of patterns I get from this wood. Might be almost sacrilegious to burn, texture, and color acacia, but oh well.
You're never gonna know unless you try.
Right? It was free to me. Well, I mean, I had to make them something, but
Yep.
it was free to me, and I mean, I got more than enough. I'm gonna do a whole bunch of boxes and different things out of it, but I'm just gonna cut this on the bandsaw quick.
Yep.
But you can see the stripy curl within this wood. It'll really give a cool effect when you start texturing and embellishing.
Yep.
won't take long. So. Still many people.
There's still 6 watching. Yep.
Oh, okay, cool.
Got up to about
Good.
10. Sorry.
That's good.
Yeah. I've been putting everyone's YouTube channel in and your Facebook one and stuff like that.
Oh, sweet. Thanks. Here we are. Take my all after all. Sweet. I don't need my respirator for this stuff. Got lots of shavings for the zoo. The only thing is I gotta separate Walnut. Or
Darn
I
it,
don't give it to him.
I just asked that question, but I forgot I had it on mute, and then you said it. It's like, oh, all right.
Yeah. Well, I have one zoo that takes it, and they just use it for certain animals because it doesn't affect certain animals, I guess. But some of the other ones I just separated anyway. Or if there's any remnants of walnut on it, it goes to the one zoo where they don't really care.
Yep.
Because they'll separate it and they'll give it to the animals it doesn't affect.
Yep.
But any hooved animal, like a horse, a cow, a goat, a sheep, if you try and use walnut as animal bedding, it's absorbed through their hooves and they're dead within a week.
Wow.
So
That's not a good way to find out you've given them the wrong shavings, is it?
yeah, exactly. Don't give nothing to a horse farm.
Yeah.
Because, geez, some of the prices of those damn horses be...
You'll be paying it off for the next 8 years, 10 years.
Exactly. Huh, wow. It's a little off balance. There. Yeah, it's good enough. This one I'll make a little more curvy rather than UFO shaped. It's a much more petite bottom. smaller ones go in a much smaller chuck. So that's a much smaller tenon. Here we are. Actually, it's really dry stuff, so I'm gonna throw my mask back on. Dry stuff, so it's dusty. That tool is extremely dull now. There we go. Nice sharp tool. Get that curve right. That's pretty good. side of the acacia. I'll show you the bottom on the top camera.
Yeah, it's nice wood, that's for sure. It's got lots of color in it.
Yeah, nice chatoyance. There's some curl in there.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's the dark streak
Yeah.
makes everything else stand out, doesn't it?
That'll be a little more curvy. There. There we go. Get rid of all that extra we don't need. Alright, refine this here. Oh. Yep. Nice wood. I just got to refine that tenon with my flat shoulder. Cool.
Yeah, I definitely like the second one better, where the black line goes right through the center of it.
This one?
Yeah,
Yeah, same here.
it's like a bit of yin yang or something.
There they are.
Yeah, very nice.
I'll do the bigger one first, I guess. Here. There. That's tight. Now, I think I want to bring that slight curve back. Everything I sort of do is golden mean or golden rule. I still have to true up the top anyway. But that's a close enough eyeball. Yeah, I like that curve. Slightly. Yep. Still a little high spot here. I still got a touch. A little bit of a hill here. All all about the curve and the shape. The shape ain't right. It'll be hard to make it look good. No matter how much embellishment and texture and stuff I do on there.
To me, the grain makes it look like it's wonky, but I know it's not. But I know it's just the grain in it, the way it's going.
Yeah, the grain's got it going all funky. And when I put oil on it, the curl and swirl will go crazy, but I'm going to be torching it a bit, so I don't want to add fuel to the fire, I guess you could say. Move this slightly. There we go. Yeah. And that's with 80. Now let me see here. Here's 240. Just a quick once over. There we go. Now look at this green. Be like, ooh, ah. Here's this side. And that shimmer in the light.
Yeah, that's very nice. Very nice indeed. The little black flecks in it, is that in the wood? Like, yeah, it's like the chatoyance of it or something. It gets these really light black flecks in it.
Yeah, it's almost like mango wood, where you got the black flecks or the lines within it, the grain.
Yeah. Yep.
The open pores of the grain, you could say.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like mango wood. If you've
Yeah.
ever turned mango wood.
No, I've never seen it.
Or palm wood, palm tree.
No, I've never. I've been wanting to turn palm, but never been able to get any. Always too brittle.
Yeah, it's quite brittle. It falls apart on you. But you can stabilize it with super glue.
Yep.
Before you sort of turn it.
Well, I might give that a go. I've seen palm tree. like people giving chopped down palm trees up for free before, but never worried about it. And Wood, if I could, John says that looks awesome.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I love that. That wood is quite nice. I made a couple baby rattles out of it, one for Cash and one for a friend, and a couple things out of it. But a lot of the stuff I'm keeping, I'm gonna keep for boxes of some sort. Because I do a lot of boxes. Well, a lot of bowls too. Then I think I'll do a flat top into a donut type. No, has to be some sort of slant or alterations. I thought that curve with that big curve into a flat might be doable, but the curves just don't flow sort of amongst one another. Now, if I have this slight slant where the lines or the taper of that slant come nicely into that curve, and then the curve comes around the corner back into the straight side of the underside, now we have a nice flow to the overall piece, because this flows into this curve, which ultimately flows back into this straight line or alternating curve, so to speak.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Oh, that was my live center. That's okay. This one I want a wider curve. Here. I'm doing a shear scraping cut just to blend everything. Blend all the tool marks, all the straight lines to the curve, so they all match or accent one another. Yep, I'm happy with that. Is that the 1/3, 2/3? Concave into a tighter curve, into a concave. Move my tool fitters in the way. that was 80. Now I'll grab my trusty 240. I'm not really too worried about the sanding. Well, I mean, it has to have a nice enough finish, but I'm going to mark up the surface and embellish it and texture it and paint it and airbrush it and all that fun stuff. So we'll see it on Facebook in a few weeks.
All right, cool.
You might even see the other ones I've done this week posted in a week or two.
Okay.
Here we are. Oh yeah. Nice oils in this wood too. It shines up quite nicely. So on my drill, I only have an 80 grit. And in my hand, that was 240.
Yeah. I really like the black fleck. It's really nice, that part of it.
Yeah. Yin and yang.
Yeah, very nice. Nice chatoyance in the lighter part of the wood.
Yeah, that'll have some really nice chatoyance. And here, I'll just grab these here. There's 1, 2. 3, 4.
The larger one in the middle. What did you say that wood was again?
And then my little bowl here. So this one is ash.
Okay. Yes, very nice grain in that.
Yeah, emerald ash or white ash.
Yeah, very nice. Lots of chatoyance in that one, isn't there?
Yeah. So we got cherry, ash, acacia, and black walnut.
Yeah, they're all very.
now, but
Sorry. The storm's getting pretty bad over in America, from what I can see. And there's some posts someone's put up just recently.
oh yeah, the hurricane's going through Louisiana right now.
Yeah. Someone lost their shop.
Yeah, and then black
Not really.
walnut. Oh,
Not really.
off.
Yeah, that's it's really nice that though, isn't it? Can't actually say I've seen a piece of walnut that I don't like.
Yeah, I love walnut. It's nice stuff, but if I don't wear my mask, it gives me a tickle in the back of my throat.
Yeah, you don't need that.
I'd rather wear the mask.
Yes.
Oh, pieces of acacia and walnut all over.
John says, "Nice work, Cade."
Thanks, John. Is that John who does the scroll song and the live?
Yeah, it's him.
Oh, okay. I get the notifications when you do your lives, but for some reason, when I go to click it to join the live or to watch it, it won't allow me to. For some reason, it says unable to view or unable to upload, or so I
Might
don't
be
know.
because of your browser or something.
I don't know if it's my browser or some sort of setting, or if I'm blocked, or who knows.
Nah, I doubt it. You'd be blocked. That'd be the furthest one.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I wouldn't think I'd be blocked. It must be something in the settings somewhere, but
I mean,
I've
if
tried
I
it a
was
few times, and it's like,
if
oh,
I was if I was blocked, then that'd be understandable. But
right.
mm,
But yeah, that was fun. Thanks for having me, Jay.
yeah, thank you very much for doing that, Kate. I really appreciate it.
No,
And
no-
you've constantly had an estimated of 8 viewers the whole time. It did go up to 10 for a little while there, but averaged out 8, I reckon. Good.
Sweet. It's good.
And I couldn't. I was trying to. I wanted to schedule it up on Facebook as well, but Facebook won't let you schedule it.
Oh no.
So they missed out today.
That's okay. Next time, I'm sure I could do something again sometime.
Yeah, well, that'd be very, very much appreciated.
I just got some stuff I had to get done this week. So sort of helped me out too, gave me time away, and I have a lot of time. They're up there sleeping and feeding the baby, so it's not bugging anybody. Sometimes during the day it's a little too busy with the baby to get down here.
Yep. Yeah, I can imagine.
But he's a good little guy.
Hey, can I just get you to do something for a second? Pull your microphone to the side and blow on your camera. It looks really washed out. I think it's just the dust
Oh,
on your camera.
that's because it's my laptop camera. It's probably one of the.
Oh yeah.
That's not too bad now.
No, that's all right.
But I did put light shades, little shades and dampers over my lights, because I did notice the odd time I would get a whiteout effect.
Yeah. Just
But-
washed out. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Oh. What version of StreamYard have you got, or aren't you using StreamYard, John? Maybe that's why you can schedule on Facebook.
Oh, maybe. This is cool how it loaded on StreamYard, and I got the private chats and the comments, and
Yep.
it's a little trickier on the phone because I have to go through different things and then hit the right back button so I don't get jacked out.
Yeah. Yes.
Right?
Hmm. Yeah, no problems, Lawrence. Anytime we can pull him away from his work, you know.
Yeah, thanks, Lawrence. Thanks for coming out. Oh, it's dusty. Now I'll have to check out some of the chat. You got your lathe and everything together? Now you got to get it all set up.
No, I haven't got it yet. Lockdown in Victoria has been extended now, so I'm not likely to get that for about another month now.
Oh, shoot.
So I'm just slowly but surely moving everything across, my benches and all the wiring and stuff. That's the part that I'm really not looking forward to. So I'm like, I'll do that tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow.
I've done that too. Yeah, I'll get to that one. I'll do that eventually.
Yeah.
I know I had a, yeah. Gotta do that the odd time. Give yourself a break.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. I've got to do some cementing. There's about like a 2 feet by 2 feet square that there's no cement in the shed. So I've got to cement that. And that's I'm hesitating to do that too.
Oh, cement the oh yeah, that's a bit of a job.
It's got a base in it already, but it's originally a footpath that was built with the house, and then right at the end of that is like a big square slab of cement where the washing line used to be.
Oh yeah.
We took that down, and that's where my shed's sitting now. So it's just a little bit of dirt to fill in with cement, so it's not too bad. I'm just lazy, you know.
That's all right. It'll get done eventually.
Yeah.
When that
Hopefully
has,
before- Sorry.
you're still waiting on the lathe anyway, right?
Yeah. Well, Victoria were meant to come out of lockdown on the 3rd of September, but that's now been extended to closer to the end of the month, end of September.
Yeah. Good thing you didn't go. You'd be locked up there, right?
Yeah, that was my worst fear. I didn't want to get stuck over there.
Will they actually do that and lock you up and keep you there? Like they wouldn't send you home to your own house? Like what are you gonna do? You're gonna stay at a hotel or what?
No, I'd have to. I would have stayed at Robbo's house, and I'd just have to stay there.
Oh,
But I'd have to get tested before I go back to South Australia if I was caught in lockdown over there.
I see.
No, it's not broken, John.
Oh, that's the Keisha and the curl. It's gonna embellish well.
So I've got this one here still, this lathe, but I'm getting another one off of Robbo, and yeah, like I just said, decayed. Then it's stuck in transit, quite literally. And that's going to cost getting that trucked over. Robbo's going to chuck it on a pallet and stuff.
Sweet. That's
Hang on,
exciting.
Robbo.
I bet you can't wait.
Yeah, and some. To the
Right.
point, to the point where I'm thinking, I wonder if we could pull it apart and post it. No, that's just me being impatient, you know.
All right.
Hey, Robo. Welcome back.
What's that?
Welcome back.
What's that?
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I think he's got YouTube running in the background or something.
Oh.
Yeah. What's that strange implement you were using there, Cade?
Oh, pardon?
The strange implement you were using there. You had a handle on it by the look of it. It's a
Oh,
strange
it's a-
turning tool.
It's a broom. Pretty primitive. Yeah, I created quite a bit of shavings.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part about our job, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. But it's fun making a mess. You make a mess for a living.
Yeah. I had an order once for 1,000 bowls for a company, and
Yeah.
man, I just thought the timber was fantastic to turn, and shavings were stacked up about 5 feet high all around me.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
The cleaners The cleaners hated me.
I bet. Ever so often I give it a good clean. Because it's in the basement. So I gotta keep it relatively fairly clean.
Yeah,
So it doesn't get blown around in the furnace. But so I got air scrubbers and stuff that'll run for a bit now, but yeah, I probably have, if I stood in the shavings, it'd be past my knees, and it's all under my lathe and behind my lathe, but eventually I'll pick that up this week sometime.
yeah.
Probably
I bet
like
you can't.
That's,
6 garbage bags or so. And I'll go to the zoo.
I bet you can't wait for your your turning room lucky to grow up a bit. At least get half the size of the broom.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's fair size. Smaller lathe over here for a student. And then I also use this if I have two.
Yep.
And then my band saws, chop saws, all behind that sheet. Grinder there, drill presses, sanders, disc sanders, all that shit over there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I thought you said shit before in a fancy way, but you said sheet, didn't you?
yeah,
Sheet.
sheet. Yeah, something like that. But all my flatwork stuff's at a storage unit.
Okay.
Storage garage. So if I need to do flatwork stuff, I go there.
Yep.
Otherwise, I just go downstairs.
Yeah, very cool.
But yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I don't get much dust and stuff throughout the house, so
Yeah, well, it's definitely doing its job then, isn't
yeah, if I did, I'm sure I'd hear about it, right?
it?
Funny about that, they soon tell you.
Yeah, they'll let you know. Fucking dusting again.
Did you just swear?
No, I mean, I don't know what that was. That was French. Pardon my French.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I thought it was. Yeah.
Pardon?
And Lawrence has said, Robbo, if one needs to clean the workshop, one can hire Brian. Surely he'd clean it up. But yeah, the freight bill had cost me a fortune.
Damn, choppers and planes and trains and all sorts.
Right? Yeah, that'd be good for a day or two.
Well, it's not good for anything. I think I spend more time on mute because of those bloody things.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'll have to check the news, see how that hurricane's going.
Yeah.
What's going on in Afghanistan too, eh? That's kind of crazy.
Oh, I don't watch the news. So I don't know.
Oh no. It's interesting.
So,
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so the last couple of things I turned while you were gone were these little guys out of acacia. You can see the grain pattern in there, Robo.
Sorry, what was that?
These are acacia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've only got about 53 different varieties of acacia out there.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, this was a kitchen countertop. My buddy redid all his whole kitchen in acacia countertops.
Yeah.
So he had a whole
Very-
bunch of
Very
offcut.
very pale acacia. Normally it's a lot darker than that.
Yeah.
And Dara Coolin has said, shovel the shaving and blow the rest out with a steel blower. Believe it or not, that's exactly what we do.
Yeah, that works well.
no, he gives all of his shavings to zoos and stuff like that.
Yeah, I do. I dispose my shavings to a couple zoos.
And,
You just got to be careful about certain woods. Like walnut. You don't want to give walnut to a horse or a hooved animal because it'll be absorbed through the hooves and the animal will be dead within a week. So the zoo that I give my shavings to, They're not worried about walnut because they have a variety of animals that they would use the walnut for versus all the other woods will be for the hooved animals. And then the fine dust they use for all the chinchillas because the chinchillas bathe in the fine dust. But yeah, and then I have a friend who has a chicken farm. So any stuff in between the big drops off to the zoo, I'll give him a load of maple or oak or ash, but not walnut.
No, I put it all in garbage bags and put it in a big box out the front, free mulch, and it disappears within 3 days. So that suits me fine. Like a lot of farmers around here get it to put in their gateways to stop the mud during winter.
Oh yeah.
We've got a lot of new houses around here as well, so they're always glad of it because if you go to the council to buy mulch, you pay a fortune for it.
Yeah, I've done that too. I've given it to friends and family for their gardens and mulch, but again, you got to make sure there's no walnut or cedar in there because it'll kill their whole garden.
Yeah, no, we don't turn much walnut here anyway, so.
Oh, really? You didn't get those shavings from me. I don't know who killed your garden.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't me. I don't know what you're talking about. What did you put in there? Must have been in your water. You mixed the fertilizer wrong. You're burning your plants.
That's it.
But
Well, thank you very much for doing that, Cade. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna knock it on the head.
alrighty. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me. It was fun.
Yeah,
Got a couple
good,
things done.
good demo. Good seeing how other people do things.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks.
I'd like to do more of it, I reckon. So if you know any turners that want to come on here, Cade, go on.
Oh, okay. I might know a couple friends or someone who might.
Bring them on.
They might not have the big setups, but they'll at least have a couple cameras.
Yeah, that's right. I've only got this one.
It works. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I've even done it with this thing. And I just put my phone in this thing and it can move
Oh, yeah.
and clamp and swivel, and that's
Yep.
how I do my YouTube stuff. Well,
Yep.
if I and when I do YouTube stuff.
That
But,
was my next. That was what I was going to say next. You do YouTube stuff?
Sometimes. Rarely.
All right. See you later, everyone. Thanks for coming in. Don't forget to hit the like button.
Bye-bye, second time around.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Jay. Take care, everyone. I'll see you again soon.
Same bat time, same bat channel.